Well, good evening, folks. It's 8 o'clock on the Central Time Zone, and that must mean it's time for another exciting episode of Painting with Menoth John. I could just sit here and listen to this music all night, and I'd be okay with that. At least the family of Bob Ross hasn't caught up to me yet. I'm sure that's to come. We've got our the regular cast of characters are here on the show today. Adam is with us again via Skype. Say hi, Adam.
Hi, Adam.
Hey, there's Adam. Oh my God, so exciting! Oh, Brett Painter's trying to call in. I had told him he could be a guest host. I hate to break it to him, but he called in too late for me to hook up the other computer to handle Skype independently.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna have to let him down. This is good. This is good podcasting right here. I'm having to tell him, too late, dude. Need more lead time. So it's mostly my fault. Because I didn't contact him until too late. But the iPad version of Skype won't let you bring in a conference call.
Really?
So, yeah. Well, what are you going to do, you know? Cheap is free. So, oh my God. Another week has passed. Yeah, I know. Poor Brett. Someday he'll be... No, Brett goes, sorry. God, it's not Brett's fault. It's totally my fault. So I'm going to take full responsibility. The first hour of Painting with Menoth John is being brought to you by the New Glarus Brewing Company, maker of the fine beverage Spotted Cow. Here it is. So it's very lovely. It's I don't know. It's a lager. Well, they call it an ale, but it tastes kind of like a lager. It's not quite as bitter as your average hot lagers. We have a live audience here today, Casa John. Belinda, one of our viewers who happens to be relatively local. She's becoming more local as the days go by. Decided to join me, and so she's here. She's right now taking care of Zaza the Wonder Dog by ejecting as much hair as possible on the floor. And I've got these damn Storm Guard in front of me again this week. This is, at some point we're all going to lose interest in Painting with Menoth John because I keep trying to paint the same models. People demand variety, I think. What do you think? What about you? What about you? All three people who are currently watching this show right now. So tonight I'm going, and then Zaza finally wore out her welcome with our guest. So I think tonight I'm going to. Variety is the spice of life. Yeah, they do say that, which is clearly not the calling card of Painting with Menoth John. I'm going to fire up Evernote over here and see what exactly I'm supposed to do with my special wash that I'm going to use on these guys. So last show I used not Ogren Flesh. That's its old name. Reichland Flesh Shade from the fabulous Citadel line of colors. And that worked out pretty good. I used that mostly on the golds to try to antique up the gold a little bit. And do you need internet's password? Okay. So, but tonight what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be taking on the blue and the gray. And this is it's a wash I concocted for my lovely Signar Jacks. And what it is it is a, let me see here if I can find the wash is 2 brushfuls of water, 7 to 9 drops of Armor Wash, 3 drops of mixing media, and then 6 drops of Future Floor Wax. So I'm going to use that tonight. And the brush that I use when I do my wash is I use this great huge craft brush. It's a 1/2 inch Royal Crafter's Choice grip. I don't know why they had to put grip at the end of it. But I'll be gripping if this wash doesn't work out right, I'll tell you that. So we'll get her good and wet. Oh, God, I never even asked you, Adam, what are you working on tonight?
I am working on the Mammoth again.
Oh, my God, the bane of everyone's existence.
It's kind of a big model. It's
kind
taking
of
a while.
It's kind of a big deal. So one of my buddies here in the Milwaukee area, Brian Culp, hell of a good guy, just finished his Mammoth. It took him a month, I think he said, to paint it.
Yeah.
And that's about, if I remember back to the early days of painting with Menoth, John, I think that Bullwinkle took pretty much a solid month to paint too.
Yeah.
If you don't airbrush the things, it's a month of Sundays to paint them.
And when I did my Hyperion, it only took me a couple of days.
Really?
Yeah.
There's not as many nooks and crannies on a Hyperion, I don't think.
No, there's not. And assembly and painting was a couple of days.
Okay, so I'm now searching for my armor wash, which is getting in low supply, and I need to order up some more. My LGS does not normally stock P3 paints, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we're gonna go for the darker version of the wash. So
I do like that P3 armor wash though.
It's pretty good. And then I got myself some mixing media, which I'm shaking up vigorously.
I like that stuff too.
Yeah, so you can hear how vigorously I'm shaking it.
I don't know what it is, but it's like magic.
It is. It does a hell of a nice job of breaking down the surface tension, I think is how it works. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. Hey, there you got a little bit extra in there. That never hurt anything, I don't think. All right. God, that looks clumpy. I hope this is still good. Urgh. It's like cottage cheese in there. That's not good. It seems to be breaking down, though, so that's a positive. All right, and I hear that fully engulfing your really expensive Winsor Newton paintbrushes with what you're using is awfully good for them, too, by the way. And now I'm going to use the secret ingredient, Future Floor Wax, which I just shook up, which was a mistake. Okay, so I need like 2-3 drops of this. 1, 2, 3, 4? Is that 4 drops? Oh, 6. Holy hell. 6 drops. 2 more. 1, 2. Okay, cool. So, Future Floor Wax. The purpose for that, for those of you who may not have played screw around with Future Floor Wax before, it really makes it slick, so the stuff goes right down in. The wash kind of gets down into the cracks, so you can just kind of go nuts with it. And I'm going to test. That's pretty good. It's doing all right. It's not quite as dark. I think my mixing media might be going around the bend, so it's not quite as dark as I like to remember it being. So we'll see how it works here. Whoa, getting a little crazy. Going everywhere. I need to put some more armor wash in there. This is just not dark enough. I'm going to have to... The mixing media, it's a white color, and it's supposed to go kind of clearish, but this just not completely there. That's better. That's more what we're looking for. That's more what we're looking for right there. So, yeah, you got to be. There's a certain amount of bravado you have to attack with. Did I paint all these guys with the right? Okay, yeah, okay. Just checking their back cloths. I didn't remember having painted them all. They've got like a loincloth over their butts, and I hadn't remembered painting that.
It's a butt flap.
It's a butt flap. You gotta have a butt flap, It's like a union suit. Now, the thing with this technique that I'm using on my Signar is it takes you gotta believe in it. You have to have that little hope of belief in your heart when you start on this, because you're going to scare the living daylights out of yourself, because you just slather it on, and then you wait for it to dry, and you can't get emotional about it. You can't. If you get emotional about it, you're gonna have a bad time. So there, that's pretty good. And for me, what this does is this kind of, it darkens the gray a little bit more like how I want it to be, and makes it look better. Makes it look more better. Okay, so this guy's kind of done. I think I did most of that washing without any of you being able to actually see it on camera, which is always awesome podcasting. So I'll put him over here and let him dry. And the thing you can do if you don't like how dark it is the first time, you can always go back over it with another layer. This isn't science. This is art. You're going to build it up a little bit, I think. And you got to be brave. You got to have that spark of bravado when you're painting it like this. So how's your weekend been, buddy?
It's been all right.
Cool. Did you do anything fun?
This week or weekend?
Well, whatever.
No, neither.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, I see what you did there. You suckered me.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go see Star Trek on Tuesday.
I saw it last night.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
I enjoyed it. Go in there. Don't go with high expectations. I mean, it's an action film. It's a summer action film, for gosh sakes.
Yeah.
Furthermore, it's a Star Trek film.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I like the last one.
You should get a beer, Belinda. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you like the last one, you're gonna like this one. My favorite part of the whole movie is that they've installed a brewery on the Enterprise.
Oh, really?
Yes, because when they're running through engineering, that's a brewery. I've been to plenty of breweries. I know what they look like.
All right.
That's a brewery right there. I think old Scotty snuck one over on him.
Yes. Well, I saw a trailer for a new movie that I want to see. It comes out in August.
Yes. What movie
The
was it?
World's End.
The World's End.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember what that. I think I've seen that trailer also.
Well, the trailer just barely came out because I've been waiting for it.
Okay.
But it's
Who's in it?
the guys that made.
Oh,
The three guys that made.
I know what movie you're talking about.
And Hot Fuzz.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're having a party. They walk outside, and all of a sudden the world has ended.
No, it's these guys did a pub crawl back when they were I think when they first turned 18 or when they were young teenagers or college age.
Okay.
And now they're all in their 40s.
Okay.
And they want to go do it again.
Yep.
And they all come back into the town that they grew up in and try to do this 1 mile pub crawl, and it would seem as if the whole town has been turned into robots.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have not seen this trailer yet.
Yeah, and I love Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
Nice.
So.
Well, then it sounds like good times for Adam.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Excellent. And then kids happened.
Yeah.
That's all right. We here at Painting with Menoth John, we appreciate children from a distance. So, did you hear the super sweet thing that Chain Attack is doing?
The alternate podcast?
Well, no, they're not the alternate podcast, although I'm pushing for there to be a 5th episode that stars myself, Strider, and Josh Wheeler. But, because that would be hilarious. What they did is on their Kickstarter that they're having to go to War Machine Weekend. They're doing another one of those this year.
Yeah.
And I am one of the stretch goals.
Are you really?
Yeah, they decided that their first stretch goal would be if they get to $7,000, they're going to send Strider to the War Machine Weekend with them, which is all ultra cool. And then the other part of that was if they have whatever money they have left, they're going to give to me.
Cool.
To help pay for my costs to go to War Machine Weekend.
Cool.
Which is super cool. I mean, if I don't see any money or whatever, but I thought it was an awfully nice sentiment.
Yeah.
I've got the room booked.
Nice.
I've got the room booked and all that kind of stuff. I'm ready to go. It's just gotta happen now.
I was gonna try and go this year, and then I saw the dates of it, and that ain't happening.
No, what's going on? You got some anniversary/birthday kind of things going on?
Anniversary.
I hear that staying married is greater than War Machine Weekend.
Yeah, my wife's pretty wonderful, so I'd rather stay married than go to War Machine Weekend. So.
Well, she's willing to have children with you. That's pretty much saint status in my book.
Yeah. I agree.
She's gone epic with you a few times here, so.
Yeah.
So as you can see, folks, this step takes almost no talent. What I'm doing here, this is just, let's put some wash on it. It's like rubbing some bacon on it. You know what I mean? It can only make it better. God, I've been watching Rhett and Link. I don't know if you ever heard of Rhett and Link. They're kind of a YouTube guys, and they're a couple of guys that were from South Carolina, but they moved to LA, and they do like local commercial production and stuff. But they also they've had this show on called The Mythical Show, and The Mythical Show was a daily video cast for like 15, 20 minutes, and they would get on and do some funny stuff and yuck it up a little bit. Well, now it's grown into The Mythical Show, which is a once a week show for a half hour, and they do commercials still. They still do like local commercials and stuff, and they had a music video called "Rub Some Bacon on It," and it is pretty funny. Basically, rubbing some bacon on it is the answer to all of life's issues.
Ah.
Got a hangnail? Rub some bacon on it.
Sounds reasonable.
Oh yeah, I can't disagree. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I have stayed in a Holiday Inn Express. Oh God, these models. When will they ever end? So I got my Bastian Seneschal put together.
That's good.
Yeah, he's silver though, but his time will come. He'll get his day at the painting table. I'm gonna block a Saturday and just be done with him. He's a big son of a buck.
Yeah, he's a good-looking model though.
He got lots of pewters. Yeah, he's very attractive. I mean, I wish the Bastions all looked like him.
Yeah.
But then the Bastions would cost like $150, and I like them as a unit, but I don't know that I want to spend $150 on them.
Yeah.
Dooby dooby doo. So that's what you do when you're putting wash on. You can sing the dooby dooby doo song. Oh, so what have I done interesting and fun this week? Let's see. Monday. I flew from Milwaukee, which is home base, through to Minneapolis. From Minneapolis to Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City to Walla Walla, Washington.
Yeah.
Woohoo. Woohoo! Yeah, they do. They're all about their onions. They grow a lot. They got agricultures in Eastern Washington. We get my geography right there. My public school education was showing for a second.
I only know that because they send them through UPS sometimes.
Can you imagine that UPSing somebody an onion? I'm not sure I can understand that.
Could you imagine UPSing somebody a hive of bees or some ladybugs?
Well, my gosh, I bet you've got some stories for us.
Or some dead pheasants.
Dead pheasants cannot be much fun to UPS.
That he thawed in the middle of
Oh, nose. Oh, smelly. Smelly pheasants. Smelly pheasant. Smelly pheasant.
Or I think somebody saw a horse's head once.
Oh, that's not pleasant.
It was getting sent off to get tested for rabies. And I'm fairly certain a UPS employee had to go get a rabies shot after that.
That's fantastic. Those are the best shots ever to get.
Yeah.
I don't think I spent enough time pimping the show here this week because we only have 5 people in the chat window today. So let's see here. Random people not actually ordering. Yeah. Wouldn't it be more fun just to send that stuff to random people not actually ordering an onion or dead pheasant? Nevendar's got issues. So it happens when you let a Euro call into the podcast. You know what I mean? I love Nevendar. He knows I love him. Oh, my God. So, yeah, then on Wednesday I flew from Walla Walla over to Stockton, California, because I figured I wanted to upgrade my situation. That's sarcasm.
Indeed.
That's sarcasm right there, in case you were wondering. Stockton is a a hellish little place. But survived it. Didn't get shot. Didn't hear any bullets. Pretty good. Feeling pretty good about that. And then Friday I got to come home. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I went straight to the LGS. I didn't even come home. I went right straight to the LGS. I didn't have any of my stuff, but I had to go see my buddies.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen them since Moby Dick was a minnow. I wanted to make sure they remembered what I looked like. I'm signed up for a War Machine Weekend alternate qualifier. Can you believe it? Me playing competitive War Machine.
Nice.
I've played one game since Adepticon. This is not going to end well.
Well, I'm signed up for two tournaments at Lock and Load.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I'm going to do very well.
You got a mammoth, whatever. You got a mammoth, you got a chip and a chance.
You know, and I haven't played with it yet, though.
Okay, so what? You put it in the middle of the table and everything around it dies. Isn't that the rule? Life taker?
Yeah, but, like, I'm just having a hard time picking a list for it, picking a warlock for it.
I'll give you a start. How about a Mortithurge Willbreaker? I hear those are good.
I've got a couple lists. I'm gonna play a lot of Iron Arena and try out my lists.
My hands are turning black.
It's the team tournament, so I have until Sunday to practice for it.
Yeah. Who's your teammate?
James.
All right. Say hello to Steampunk Jim for me.
I will. And Blakesley.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you got the third spot nailed down.
Yes, I do.
Have you heard anything about how many of the boys from Logan are going? I haven't heard much. I think Shane is going.
I thought Mike was going to try and go, but I think he said he's not now.
Okay. Yeah, I heard that. And Tuttle's more or less given the game up for Malifaux.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's personal choice.
That's all right. At least it's not Warhammer.
Hey, Brett Painter just came onto the channel in the chat room.
All right.
Sorry, Brett.
Hey, Brett.
It's mostly my fault, Brett, just so you know. I should have gotten a hold of you earlier. Today I was goofing around with my kids and my ex. We were hanging out here, having a Sunday, so the kids could be together. And, yeah, didn't get to getting you all clued in there, pal. Sorry about that. But I love you, and we'll have you on another time, because you're super sweet. And you actually probably have a thing or three to say about painting as opposed to what I do. I got to have that Chris Olhafen guy on again. He was popular. Turns out he knows what he's doing around a paintbrush, too. Did you see, do you have Chris as a Facebook friend by any chance, Adam?
No.
So he posted a picture today of a Celestial Fulcrum that he had done object source lighting on.
Right.
So he had done instead of the normal like rock on the bottom, he did it as a lava rock kind of a thing. So he had red glowing object source lighting coming up from the bottom. Oh God, is that guy good?
That's cool.
Turns out he knows what he's doing around an airbrush.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, these guys are all washed. Yay.
Well, I think I'm going to try and take my time and try and get some new painting techniques down for that conquest I want to do.
Yeah.
My re-request.
Yep.
I've got one model this year that I'm going to enter into the P3 painting competition.
Okay.
See how that goes. It's one that I took a lot of time with, and I was really pleased with it. I got to do some touch-ups on it, but...
A friend of mine was pointing at the front arc marker here, the little lines I put on the base. In the game that when we play with the models, it's important to know where the front of the base is. So it's you put a little marker at 180 degrees away from each other, and that defines where front is. Because when the guys charge, they've got to charge in perpendicular. When I do the final model, I'll put a little, in addition to those two, I'll put a little one in the front, so I know exactly where straight ahead is. It keeps people from wanting to basically dick punch uppercut you for saying that your model's not turned the right way. Takes all that nonsense out of there, and then I've got a laser beam thing that I use to kind of make sure that I know where the front arc is. It's a game of inches. You got to be like this. Am I right, Adam? Am I right? This is a game of inches. Yes. And people people lose their damn minds.
That's for sure.
Yeah, DPBS, dick punch, body slam. I'm sorry, I apologize. Dick punch body slam. I can't even get Dewey's own. I'm stealing Dewey's shtick, and I'm not even doing it right.
I've been using that a lot at work.
Dewey's this madman from Des Moines, Iowa, who's funnier than hell and a great guy to play a game with. And I guess they're reviving Muse on Minis After Dark.
Yeah.
So everybody's got that to look forward to. So as you can see here, the wash on this one is mostly dry. It's got a little ways to go yet, but it's really darkened out and given some depth to the edges, and that's really what I'm attempting to get at. Because the next step after this one is going to be to I'm going to come back and highlight now. I'll come back with the original color that gray was, which is I believe on this one it wasn't Bastion gray. I believe it was Iron Hull gray. This guy right here, and then what I'll do is I'll just catch the very highlights on it and just give it a little love. Same with the blue. I'll come back with the Exile blue now and just catch the very highlights of it, and it'll really change the look of the model. That's the devil's in the details on these ones. So, but they got to dry a little bit. So this is the first time I've touched a paintbrush since last painting with Menoth John.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm struggling a little bit. I was sick for such a long time, and then I just, as life's been busy working and stuff like that, trying to figure out why my mixing media is such garbage. I think it just dried out a little bit. I need to probably order another one.
It's only been a week though, for the show.
Oh, I know. I'd like to make some progress on something other than these damn storm nouns, though. I think what I'm going to do next, since I'm waiting for these washes to dry, is I'm going to do something completely different. And I'm going to paint the electric coils that are on their halberds. And I'm going to paint them arcane blue, so that they've got that little bit going on. I can do that without the wash being involved. So, all right, so I'm going to arrange all these clowns over here so that they're out of the way, I think. All right. Then I'm going to use my little detail brush using a Winsor Newton Series 7 number 1 brush. Get her good and wet. And now I'm going to make Chris Olhafen lose his lunch somewhere, wherever he is, and I'm going to dip right out of the paint pot because that's just how I paint. And I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to come over the top of... How do I want to paint that? I think I'm just going to leave this. I'm going to leave this. There's on the Storm Thrower's little gun thingy, I think that's the technical term, there is a coil in the center of the gun itself. And I think I'm going to only paint the coily parts arcane blue, and I'm going to leave the center part steel with the wash. And the effect I think that's going to have, because I'm going to come back then and I'm just going to just lightly touch the top of it with some frostbite afterwards to give it a highlight. I think that'll be better than painting the whole thing blue. I think it'll give it a little bit more variety. You can talk if you want, Val. I mean, My son, Signar Jake, is in the other room watching Wipeout. He discovered Wipeout today. His little brother showed up and told him you have to watch this. And then Wipeout happened as a marathon following that. Let's see, do I want to... That should probably be blue, too. So they've been enjoying watching people nail themselves for not enough money for $50,000. People just ramming their faces into things. Man, those people take some friggin' abuse.
Yeah.
The leader. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'd say it's the family-friendly version of Takashi's Castle.
Oh my god, I love Takashi's Castle.
Those guys are so dirty.
That's what I was trying to tell him. Says this is interesting, but this is not the original.
Yeah.
The original Takashi's Castle is fairly rich, but yes, it is not. It is for mature audiences.
Yeah.
There's a fair amount of double and triple entendre going on. And sometimes not even entendre. It's just right straight there, right in your physace.
Yeah. My kids won't be watching that for a while.
No. If I was a better parent, he probably wouldn't be watching this, but, somebody's got to babysit him. Not happy about that. Made a small error. A small error that's going to be hard to correct, so I'm going to have to find a way to correct that without actually painting. To apply a wash to it or something and hide the mistake. When in doubt, wash it. So, did you guys have an event down there this weekend?
I think PG saturated fat.
Okay.
Did.
What store?
I have no idea. I don't know which store he hangs out at usually. I think it's in Orem though.
Okay, yeah, I think that's. I was following Chain Attack Jay and Chain Attack Trevor on Twitter, and they were at a tournament, and Chain Attack boys went 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Surprising no one.
Yeah.
Trev took first. Jay took second. Scott took third.
Yeah, I noticed. I don't think Utah is like super competitive for War Machine.
No.
We've got some people here and there like James and Adam Blakesley who are really, really good. Ed Hochtel.
Yeah, Ed's good.
I used to be, but then there was these kids that came into my life that one day.
I hear you. I never used to be competitive. I'm here for the yucks. I came here to Milwaukee and I realized just how limited my skills really were. Because it turns out there's this meta called Madison.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal. And there's another meta called Iowa.
Yeah.
That also comes over. And they're kind of a big deal. And then there's this meta called, Springfield / St. Louis. Got a couple of players there, too. And even here in Milwaukee, I'm in the second tier of people. I'm not baby seal category, but I can't beat the good players.
I'm in the seal category now. I just don't get to play anymore.
Yeah, I hear you. Still paint this crap though.
Yeah, that's about all I can do. At least I can look good.
Hell yeah. And it is better to look good than it is to play good. At least that's what Billy Crystal taught me. Yeah, that was a Billy Crystal impersonation, not the Count. Just so people, in case people were wondering. One sucky paint job. One loss. Two losses.
That's what I'm going to be doing a lot of. That's what I did last year.
So that one's done. Getting my arcane on. God, is it time to release the Kraken yet? This podcast just won't end. No, it's only been the first 37 minutes. I'm sweating a storm here. It's just light. It's like I've got the sun beating down on me. It's incredible. Mistakes were made when I purchased this lamp. So I wonder what's going on in the chat room. I haven't been paying as much attention as I like to. Let's see what we got here. Brett says he misses the Utah boys. We miss
Brett.
Oh yeah, how can you not miss Brett? He's super sweet. He's so easy to pick on too because he's Asian. Oh my God, that's what I get for making an Asian joke. I just totally loused up some metal I have to repaint now. Damn it.
I saw one of the best Asian jokes the other day.
Oh my God, we're not turning this into the racist joke hour.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah. It was funny. I just laughed forever. Oh man.
You guys with your blatant racism in Utah.
Yeah. All over the place. It was on Facebook. I don't know where it came from.
Oh yeah, Facebook, well known for its tact and good taste. I think the only thing that's got less taste going for it is 4chan. 4chan is a den of iniquity. You ever been to 4chan, Bill? You got to go once. Of course, what has been seen cannot be unseen. That's the problem with 4chan.
When they posted those spoilers of, was it Wrath or Domination in there?
In 4chan?
Domination. Yeah. That was where they first saw somebody got the whole book and scanned it into 4chan.
I'll be damned.
I tried to go look for it and I was like, what in the world is this?
4chan is a bulletin board picture. It's like a message board for pictures and stuff like that. And there are different forums that you can go into, and some of them are, just kind of normal, and some of them are not. Like stay out of B, stay out of random. It's hysterical. I mean, if you want to learn memes in a hurry, go to 4chan, but this is what's known as paint snot. It's just crap. Oh man. You know what? I like some things about these Citadel paints. There are things I despise about these Citadel paints. And the way that they dry up and turn into this frickin' paint. It's not even nice paint snot like you get on privateer paints where it just turns into a little donut of paint.
Yeah.
It's got to be the stringy attack.
I haven't used Games Workshop in a long time. Well, they're normal paint. I've used their washes, obviously, but
yeah, their washes they're straight up money. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's some good. That's some good paint snot right there. You got to clear it out every now and again too, or else the paint pot doesn't seal right, and then you gotta dried up paint pot. They're also perfectly good if you're dating a painter. If you're going to pop the question, you can use that as a surrogate. You're looking at me, Bill, like you don't believe me. It's because it's not true. Let's see. Oh. So what else we got going in here? John's own voice drives him to drink. That's great. Citadel paints are solid-based, while P3 paints are liquid-based. That is true. The pigments are fundamentally different. And worse. So at some point, I'm going to need to bite the bullet and pony up to a large order of P3 paints from The best store on the internet for buying War Machine miniatures, Discount Games Incorporated.
Yes. I just placed an order the other day.
I bet you'll get it very fast because with $50 or more, you get free shipping from Discount Games Incorporated. I'm not getting paid by him yet, but I am trying to work it into a deal.
I definitely spent more than 50.
Uh-oh. Did you go whole hog on the cock?
No.
Okay.
No, and I really, 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 really want to buy them.
I want a Prime Axiom like I want food.
Yeah.
Holy cow! Too. I hear 10 initial attacks is a good thing.
Yeah, and I really, really want to buy them, and I have to keep talking myself out because I already own 4 factions.
Yup, I feel ya. I got this whole painted faction called Retribution of Syra that never hits the table.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Every time I look at Retribution, I go, sucker. They're pretty. Pretty awful. Like, I shouldn't say that. They're not that bad, but they're challenged like, yay!
They have some glaring weaknesses, yes.
Yes, they do. I hear that Crix doesn't give 2 craps for them.
Yeah.
Stealth, you say? Huh. Well, I guess I'll wait till you get here, and then when you get here, you'll just remove my army. And turn them all into Bane thralls. I'm tempted, though, to try to run me some melee-centric Retribution.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get them to work. But I haven't bought the infiltrators yet.
Yeah.
And I think I need infiltrators to make them work.
Yeah, and I think when playing against certain factions like Legion or Crix, I think melee might have to be the way to go.
Yep, something fast. Something fast, cheap, and you can get it across the table and right now and get all up in their business.
Yeah.
And with the infiltrators, you can probably even get to the Satixis, and with the gang, you can probably hit them.
Yeah.
Those clowns have CMA, or is it just gang?
I think it's just gang. But you have 2 chances to hit, too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's a thing.
Which is good.
Yep.
I don't know. I like them a lot, and I'll buy them when I get back from locking out. Probably, I'm just saving all the money for that.
Yep. I've got a Bastion Seneschal to paint. I've got 5 ponies to paint, and then I've got the rest of my mercenaries to paint before I'm even going to consider buying them.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going back to Retribution until I've got stuff painted. I may go get them before I finish painting my Signar, but that's it. These guys are Signar, by the way. I got suckered into painting these guys because I was going to a tournament and I was going to play a list that a buddy of mine was practicing for Adepticon. And then I brought these guys, after they weren't completely painted, and I talked them into letting me play a different list, which I had a lot of fun doing. But we didn't win the tournament, but I did get a 35 or 40% off coupon that I won, which turned into a galleon, which wasn't the end of the world.
Yeah.
I hear 40% off a $135 model is a lot of money.
It's a sweet deal.
Yep.
I need to buy my Conquest as well.
I want to support my local game store at every turn, but with discount games out there, I have a tough time buying Colossals from anybody but them.
Yeah. Well, and I would go with my local game store, but at Game Haven, you have to pre-order it. They don't just automatically always get everything in.
Yep.
Which is kind of annoying. Pastors gets everything in, but they only get 2 of everything, and usually other people get to it before I do.
I hear you.
And then when I want to special order something, let's put it this way: I ordered 2 blisters of Immortals.
Well, I bet you that took a while.
That was last June.
They're still not in?
Nope.
You're jacking me. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew Immortals were popular right now all of a sudden, but...
Yeah, so I bought them somewhere else.
Wow.
Like, guess where?
Would it have been discountgamesincorporated.com?
It was. In fact, they didn't have 2 in, like on their website.
Yep.
So I called up, and I got Scott.
Yep.
I said, "Hey, Scott, this is Adam from down in Salt Lake." And he's like, "Oh, hey." And I was like, "Hey, do you have more listers of Immortals in? Because I need more than one." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I got a whole bunch. Let me just add it to the website for you."
Yeah, that was the thing here when I needed some. God, I hate to buy battle foam, but I had to buy a battle foam for Galleon.
Yeah.
And they didn't have it on the website yet, but they had just gotten in some. So they added it to the website real quick, and I ordered one, and I sent it down to Chris Olhafen, who's painting my Galleon for me.
Yeah.
Because that thing's going to be epic. I'm going to be playing me some Broadsides Bart and some Magnus and some Ashlyn, and it's going to be good times.
Cool.
I hear a sniped Galleon's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you see the conversion I did for Epic Magnus? I did a special base for him.
No.
Okay, I'll get him here in a little bit and show him to you. But he's you know how he stands on the hull of a dead Signar Jack?
Yeah.
Now he stands on the leg of a Stormwall.
Oh, yeah?
Had a spare leg.
Sweet.
One of these years I've got to get around to doing Signar Jake's Stormwall. He's gonna be getting attacked by whelps. So he's gonna have whelps hanging off him with grappling hooks and crawling out of the big guns, and it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be hysterical looking. So we're almost done with painting the arcane nonsense on these guys. You know, I could stop right now and I'd be where like 80% of people stop painting. But I think I'm going to continue on and do a good job on these guys. They've been a labor of love. Been a labor. We'll leave it at that. Oh. So I don't I don't have to work tomorrow. Hooray.
Neither do I.
Yay. Hooray for major holidays that Starbucks observes. Tuesday's going to be crazy. All-day paint-a-thon. That's a possibility.
I might do that too myself. I really got to get this mammoth done.
That could happen. Okay. Well, I am going to take a little moldy ochre now, and I'm going to, whenever I do the yellows for Signar, I put down moldy ochre, and then I come back with Cygnus yellow, just because the Cygnus yellow doesn't cover worth a crap. So,
too right you are.
And the moldy ochre is very, very opaque. God bless it. I'm going blind. My eyes. Get a little more right here. There we go. And I'm just painting the top here because I don't want the paint to be down on the sides, because that actually, the wash gives it some extra definition. So that it automatically blacklines it a little bit so that it stands out more brightly. Then it just pops a lot heavier from on the table. There we go. That's all she wrote for that. I am sweating. So what color scheme did you go with for you? No, I've seen pictures of your mammoth and stuff. Your mammoth you've gone with a red
Yep.
for the armor,
Yep.
and then what color is your skin that you're going with it?
I went with the one in the book.
Oh, Edipo is going to Feast of Blades. That's cool. That's in Denver for those of you who don't know. That'd be fun. I know the guys. There's at least a small contingent from the Logan group. So Edipo, if you're going there, I don't know if you know him or not, but look up Mike O'Donnell and Spencer Flitton and those guys from Logan, Utah. They're super sweet. Okay, so now the fun part begins. Now I can start highlighting with some gold. Where's my solid gold? Here we go. And this is where the armor starts looking good. So we get a little bit on here. And then we just take a little bit of solid gold and we just come right across the highlight, the tops. Just the high level stuff. And it doesn't even look like when you're putting it on that you're really even doing that much to it. But when you do it, after it dries a little bit, it really makes a huge difference. And then like back here, I'll put some right across the top of the crown. I'll come across here. Come back along here and just give it just a little bit of a touch from the mighty brush. And you're just catching the sun, so to speak, with it. We'll come across here on just the highest points. Sometimes it's good when you're deciding how you're going to highlight something if you sort of pick out where you think the sun is coming from. And then say, okay, if I'm going to come from this direction, let's say. And then maybe give a little bit extra on the broader surfaces there too. Not just, and you don't need to do a lot to make a big difference. In fact, you don't want to do a lot. You just want to give it just the illusion of it being a little brighter. Now see, I did a lot more on that side, so I'm just going to come back on this side. I'm just going to catch the very bottom where the sun would be striking the very edges. And you know what? If you put a little too much on, do you know how much that matters? None.
No.
0%. Because I don't go into this thinking I'm Meg Maples by any stretch of the imagination. I do this to make myself happy. I like doing blades and stuff because you can come along the edges like this, and then you can just feather them out a little bit so that it fades into that. You get this really cool effect like that. Just feather that right in there. You can come back on the other side. Maybe you do a little bit less of it, but it just gives the blade a little bit of an offset for the colors. There you go. Don't have to be a lot. There we go. Then I'll come across the top on the storm coils, where I'm using the brass color. Just give them a little highlight too to perk them up a touch. I'll put a pretty good dollop of gold right here on the top of these little buttons that are on the top. Just because they're standing completely up and away, you want to give them the illusion of a little bit more. Okay. Now normally I stick with a single color when I'm doing this, but I want to make sure on this one that there's a little bit of silver I want to touch that I noticed I missed. I slapped a little bit of blue on there, so I'm going to come back with my highlight color for my silver, and I'm going to fix that up a little bit. There we go. Give him a little shoop, a little bit of that, and a little bit over here, and just a touch down here, just to make people remember he's got an E-pad. He's pretty well getting close to done. I've got to do some gray yet with him, but I need here's my That's Iron Breaker. I don't want to use that one. I want to use... Maybe I do want to use that. I want to use Iron Breaker for that. I've also kind of toyed with the idea of taking a break from painting a little bit.
Yeah.
And just finishing assembling everything I have. I've got, I don't have a lot left, but I do have some. So you can just come right in here, and where there was a little bit of blue, boom. Now it's just a highlight. It's the best part about spending some time highlighting. It's an opportunity to fix your screw-ups. All right, so he's done. I've got a unit of Tactical Arcanists. I've got Epicalexia to do. I have a unit of Rangers to put together, a full unit of Precursor Knights with the UA to put together. I've got second unit of these Storm Idiots. Because like a dummy, I thought I wanted to run Nemo 2's theme list. And then that's pretty much it. And then it's back to painting. Ron's goggles make him look a little bit like Elton John. Possibly. Yeah, you're also a PG. You should have lots of models. I used to be.
Actually, my last chunk of press ganger points I gave to somebody else.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice thing to do.
I honestly don't care. Like, I went a full year without even reporting events just because I honestly don't care about the point thing.
I understand. It's a nice perk, though.
Yeah, I just run events because people want to get together and play some games. That's all I want to do.
Yep. People who do that, who press gang for the points, are doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Press gang, in case you didn't know, is a volunteer program that Privateer has, where people can, once they get into the program, if they run official events and stuff like that, they get points, and then they can turn those points in for free models. So it's a great way for them to get free promotional labor, and then they give them models, and it feels a little less like slavery. And I used to do it, and then I kind of got a little crazy, and then I wasn't allowed to be one anymore. Kind of went after the owner of the company on Twitter because of one of the topics that we have discussed this evening, which is supply chain issues. Like, why does it take a year to get a packet of Immortals? Which is not like a new item. But, hey, if you're volunteering for a company, you probably ought to toe the line probably a little bit better than I did. So, yeah, whatever.
I've thought about quitting, but I like going to those little invitationals.
The Invitational's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I do miss the Invitational. I only went to one, but it would have been nice to go to another. You know what? I should have, okay, this is the first one of these I've done. What I try to do when I'm highlighting is I try to work from like the top to the bottom so that I don't miss parts. Because otherwise I just, then you end up with having to go back and fix things and stuff like that. Makes it kind of a pain in the wee-wee. Isn't this exciting? Watching me paint? That's why people tune in every week for this crap. Of course, the only reason I'm tuned in is because it's good background noise for painting themselves. I have no idea why people watch my YouTubes.
Well, they can't watch it, live every day.
True.
You gotta have something to watch.
Well, yeah, I mean, and especially if you can't get your fix of Men with John, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Shit.
See, I don't like the sound of my own voice, so I gotta listen to Harry Potter when I'm not when I'm doing other stuff.
Oh, you have a fabulous radio voice and an even better face for radio.
That's what I hear.
So when do you leave for Lock and Load?
We're gonna leave 6 a.m. on Wednesday.
Holy hell!
Yeah, well, I gotta do all the driving.
I'm gonna be expecting some Twitter updates.
All right.
You're living vicariously through you clowns.
I don't think you're following me on Twitter, but
I'm following Utah War Machine, aren't
yes, but I don't have that access to that. That's James.
Oh, I'm gonna give you. Tell James to give access to that to you.
I honestly don't think I would do anything with it.
Yeah, all right, that's fair. Well, how do I follow you?
All I'm using my Facebook right now is for my painting.
Well, I'm not Facebook, Twitter.
But for my Twitter, all I was using that for was to get the golden keys for
for Borderlands.
Borderlands. And even then, I stopped carrying. I got up to 30 keys.
I haven't played Borderlands in too long. I stopped playing it, then I had a resurgence, I went through Mr. Torque's Carnival of Carnage. That was good times. And then now I'm working my way through Captain Scarlet's.
Yeah, Captain Scarlet's was fun.
So I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying the skiffs. I like driving the skiffs.
Yeah, those are cool. I liked Mr. Torgue's for the whole wrestling references.
Yeah. The problem with Mr. Torque's was I beat the level kind of because it glitched.
Oh, really?
I was if you die in the final battle, you can, when you come back out, you can basically hide behind the some of the like concrete L barrier things.
Yeah.
And you can sit there with a rocket launcher and you can just take them out.
Really?
Especially with a Necromancer, where you can shoot out the robot and let the robot do your dirty work for you, and then you just stand up and shoot the rocket launcher every now and again.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was not difficult. But
I started playing again because I wanted to try Krieg.
Oh yeah, the Psycho.
Yeah.
How's Krieg to play?
He is interesting.
Is he fun?
Yeah.
All right, boy, it's coming right along. Starting to lose my. Oh my God! It's 9:05. We're 5 minutes past releasing the Kraken. My God, how time flies when we're having fun.
Indeed.
So tonight we'll be releasing the Kraken as normal. Brought to you by Kraken Rum. Here it is. Putting it out in front. There it is. The Kraken. And once again, we'll be imbibing tonight, utilizing the now infamous monkey bottoms up glass because, I mean, look at those monkeys. How can you not have a good time when you're drinking out of a glass with monkeys like that? I don't know if you've seen this ad. I'm going to hold it up for the camera.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's a lot of fun.
Pretty cool.
It's a lot of fun. It's very 1960s, I think. So we're going to pour ourselves. Would you like to release the Kraken, Belle? Okay. Bella's refused to release the Kraken. She's a responsible person. So wherever you are, I'd like to toast you this evening. Thank you for being a part of the Painting with Men with John Extravaganza, leading into the Memorial Day. And this one is for all the people who gave their life in the defense of this country. Happy Memorial Day. Ooh. Smooth. Let's put it over there. Leave a little glass for Elijah, you know what I mean? Whew. Good stuff. I don't know, it was a Jewish reference. What difference does it make? All right. Back to painting. It was a fairly uneventful release in the crack, and I have to apologize to all the viewers out there. That's just not up to my normal standards. We did not have a reading from the Big Dummies book of CB Radio, but I do have I have something else I can read from. Hand me that stack of papers, would you? Wow, that's like the entire stack. Okay, here we go. We're going to have a reading from the book of Hamaya tonight. I'm not going to tell you how to spell it or anything like that. But one of the things that's always interesting is when companies put out brochures explaining the capabilities of their company, and they're from a different country. So sometimes they don't always have the world's greatest command of the English language. So we're going to have a reading from the book of Hamaya, which is a Japanese company, and we're going to talk about pollution abatement tonight on Release the Kraken. We're going to talk about the process of deodorization. So after the mixture, and I'm going to read it starting now, this is a quote, after the mixture heating is done enough up to the best reactive temperature, with the burner, the catalyst layer is passed. The oxidation resolution is completely done by passing this catalyst layer, and it becomes a scentless, harmless gas. The heat exchanger exchanges heat, in case you were wondering, for the low temperature of the street stink gas, and the harmful gas is cooled, and the exhaust duct is discharged to the atmosphere. This has been a reading from the book of Hamaya. Praise be unto Hamaya. So we'll keep on reading from the book of Hamaya every now and again. Also, here's the purpose of the oxidation. We'll have one other section. This is from Hamaya, chapter 10, verses 1 through 5. Purpose. Stench pollution is the worst 3 of the pollution complaint numbers. It is a complex issue, and it is made to one of the most difficult problems in the environmental pollution issue solution. The catalyst oxidation deodorization device possesses an organic compound and the have smell gas element that has been exhausted from the roasting cooling process of the roasting machine by the catalyst element oxidation method. This has been a reading from the book of Hamaya. Praise be unto Hamaya. So that's some good shit right there. And we'll have the occasional reading from the book of Hamaya every now and again. The street stink gas. That's my favorite part.
Sounds like New York.
They're very concerned about the street stink gas. Oh my God. There's more nuggets like that in there too. I mean, we may alternate having a reading from the book of Hamaya with the Big Dummies Guide to CB Radio. That may be a thing. I'll tell you, when we found that particular piece, it was during a test that we were running at work, and I'll tell you, I had the folks in stitches for most of that test, reading from the book of Hamaya. Praise be unto Hamaya. And also with you. Helps to be an ex-Catholic. So we got to see if we can coax Mr. Banyan is lost. The book of Hamaya deals with coffee roasting. That's about all I can say about it. But it's coffee roasters make odors. I mean, you roast coffee, they're going to create odors. It's what happens. And it's pretty funny to hear people talk about it like that. But I promise they speak better English than I speak Japanese. This I promise. So I went into an honest-to-God real-life comic store today. And it had comics and it had board games, but no miniatures, and of course it had Magic the Gathering. It had Money the Wasting, and it was also an anime store. And let me tell you, the amount of fan service resin statues in there were fairly disturbing.
Really?
Yep, $220. God, the chick from Evangelion in the red outfit. Asuka. Oh God, what the hell was her last name? Her first name is Asuka, but yeah, I kind of worry about those people a little bit that buy that stuff. They had like an Ayanami Ray dress-up resin thing, and it's like, oh, really? It's like you get how old these kids are supposed to be, right? Just saying. Kind of disturbing.
A little bit.
Oh, somebody killed your kid.
That's my 2-year-old.
Oh my God, somebody's giving him the business.
He's having a hard time.
That's too bad.
New baby in the house and all.
Oh, he's kind of struggling with the jealousy issues?
Yeah. Keep stealing the baby's binky.
You tell him that Menoth John still thinks he's number one.
Right. He's been off binkies for a year. We usually cut him off at 18 months.
Yeah. Seems like a thing.
He keeps stealing the baby's binky now.
High School of the Dead is total fan service. I believe that.
Oh dear, that show.
I believe that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the cover for that on Netflix and going, "Wow, that's not going to end well."
That was something else. I watched it, and it was.
Have you ever watched Desert Punk?
No.
Desert Punk's fun.
Is it?
It's not fan service either, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. I liked. I watched
you know what
Black
fan service
Again.
is?
I like that one a lot.
Okay, so I'm going to explain for Belle here what fan service is.
Well, I know what fan service is.
Okay. Then don't shake your head.
I shook it the other way.
Oh, I just. This is a video podcast. You have to shake it more vigorously, or else the people out there who can't see you won't be able to see it. Yeah. I watched Elfin Lead. That's fan service.
Which one?
Elfin Lead.
I don't know what that is.
It's gruesome too.
Yeah.
Really violent, but compelling. I mean, it was like kind of watching. It's like watching a train wreck.
I've watched a couple, but they were weird. Majority of them are kind of. They're not for me, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Cowboy Bebop?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, sometime I'll come to visit and we'll marathon Cowboy Bebop. It's only 23 episodes, and it is, in my opinion, I think it is probably the best anime ever made. It is. It's a story of a bunch of bounty hunters, and that's what cowboys are in that universe. And the name of the ship that they're on is Bebop, so that's why it's Cowboy Bebop. And really well done, deep characters, well done plots. It's a little bit silly at first, but man, I'll tell you what, the payoff at the end of that series is amazing. The ending after 23 episodes it's heart-wrenching. You begin to really care about the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a great show for that one. Yep, it's true. Yeah, Trigun's kind of fun. Trigun's fun. I don't have a problem with Trigun. All of a sudden, my painting podcast became an anime review podcast. I'm okay with that, though. We don't discriminate here on Painting with Men Off John. Not overtly, at least. So, did you see the controversy on? You probably missed it. The controversy on the Chain Attack Facebook page over their Kickstarter.
I went to go look it up, and I think it was removed.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't find the controversial comment.
It was in a thread based on their second update. And this English guy, this UK guy, got loose and was saying how wrong it was that they were asking people to donate to send them to the game. They should just do it for the love of the game and all this kind of stuff. And
right.
He really got loose, and nobody was agreeing with him. There were people coming on there to post that they were backing the Kickstarter basically because he was being a wanker.
Really?
Yeah, I posted in there in my usual troll fashion. I said, "Well, I think you're better than I am. Does that make it? I hope that makes you feel better. I think you're a better person than I am. Does that help?"
That's funny. And there's this podcast that these guys from Utah. I don't know if you ever listened to X96.
No.
But Kerry Jackson and a bunch of his friends that he grew up with, they have a podcast that they do. It's called Geek Show.
Okay.
It's pretty good. They mostly talk about movies and comic books.
Yeah, they used to have a video part of that too, didn't they? That they would go. Because I think I saw it on public access television up in Logan.
Yeah, they did that.
Yep.
I think they still do that, but I'm not sure.
I always found them pretty entertaining.
Yeah, but I tend to agree with what they say a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like, don't be that kind of a nerd where you have to harass women that go to cons. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just because they're a girl, you don't have to be mean to them.
Because they cosplay does not mean that you have the right to be an idiot.
Yeah. But a lot of times I'll say, look, if there's something that you don't like, vote with your wallet. You don't buy it, you don't support it.
Yep.
This and that. You don't have to be a douche about it.
Yeah.
And I personally don't agree with fundraisers for that kind of a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's your opinion.
I vote with my wallet. I kind of want some of the stuff that they're giving away, so I might back it anyway. But
yeah, because you want to wear the Men Off John Dice Prayer shirt.
I kind of do.
I backed it just to get the T-shirt.
Yeah.
I want the Men Off John Dice Prayer T-shirt.
I want the hat too.
They have a hat? Oh, the hair hat.
Yeah.
The flanzer hat.
Yeah.
That's some good shit right there. If there are still some available, I may up my pledge just to get a hair hat.
Oh, seriously though.
Because right now I'm backed at the invitational level, so I can take part in the Chain Attack Invitational.
Yeah.
Yeah, the flanzer hat is fairly epic.
Yeah.
Jason Flanzer is a gentleman who lives in Arizona now, who has a very distinctive, very high hairline, and it's tall, very spiky, blows that sucker straight up, and until he doesn't, which is recently, he's cut his hair, and they found somebody that is crocheting a hat that is like big spiky hair. It's gonna be awesome. My friend Belinda cannot stay awake with how awesome this podcast is.
No, it's time to be quiet, okay?
See, here on Painting with Men Off John, you not only get you get this kind of witty banter, but you also get the occasional sound effect.
You can call it that.
If you're falling asleep, we take care of the sound effects for you to wake you right back up. That sounded like explosions. Are you guys having a war out there?
No.
Okay.
Now they're moving chairs.
Okay.
Guess so.
Here we go. I backed their last one, and those dice are awesome. Yes, they are pretty cool. Now, if you back it, you can get dice with Strider's hair on it. Strider's face on it.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting those ones. Hold on.
Wow.
Sorry. I'm going to mute you.
Okay, that'd be okay. That'd be okay if you muted me for a while. Well, that was exciting. So I'm going to be solo here for a little while. Gets to be a little bit much sometimes. Forgot what it's like to have little kids. So, Lock and Load's coming. Everybody's excited about that. We're definitely excited for those people who are going. I'm not one of them this year. It's an expensive con to go to. Brett, I hope that you can make it to War Machine Weekend. It would be great if you could go this year, but if you can't, I understand. But it's War Machine Weekend is a good portion of the reason why I'm not going to Lock and Load, because if I'm going to spend money, I think I want to spend money going to War Machine Weekend, which is just a superior show. You don't have the release of the Convergence of Cirrus, but it's just War Machine Weekend is just such an excellent execution by Hot Carl and the rest of the gang that helped put that on. I'm really looking forward to it. Edifo is going to Adepticon next year. I will be at Adepticon because it's all about 80 miles from my house, so it's kind of a no-brainer. I don't think I'm going to do the same shtick that I did last year. I'm probably going to just drive down. I'm just probably going to commute from Racine. It'll cut into how much time I actually spend at the con, but that's okay. I don't need to get all crazy. Down to about the last 5 minutes of the show here. Anybody else have any questions or anything they want to announce here on the podcast from the forums? Oh, and you're back. And Adam's back.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. We needed people to wake up out there anyway.
Like I said, he's having a hard time.
Yep. Understandable.
Always messing stuff up.
Hey. He's doing the best he can. It's a tough situation for a little fella.
By the way, while you were talking, I'm not Adam.
Okay.
You were calling me and you couldn't hear me because
I wasn't
you took
calling.
the sound off of talking to you.
I promise I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the rest of my awesome guests here that are on the chat on Twitch TV. So I am going to forge ahead, and I'm going to finish highlighting the golds on these guys, and then that's going to be the end of the show, I think. I am very happy with my progress this evening.
Sweet.
I think that if I can find a scrap of motivation tomorrow that these guys are going to be done, and I'm going to be able to put them on their Dragon Forge design bases and get some. There will be a great celebrating sound coming from Wisconsin.
I want to get some of those bases, actually.
They're cool.
Those look nice.
They're cool. I think they're better when you start with you're going to do a whole faction with them.
Yeah.
But and that's what I did with Signar. They're all on Dragon Forge Designs Lost Empire base.
Yeah. I think if I still convince myself to do Convergence.
Yep.
They have those ones with all the gears and all the metal and stuff on it.
Yep. I think that's what Gdablok is doing his on.
Yeah. I would imagine that he even did it just for, well, not just for, but in inspiration of Convergence.
Possibly. I wouldn't put it past Jeff.
Yeah, they look really, really good. But I wanted to do mine like super, super weathered.
Yep. They had this free burnt orange airbrush paint in the Adepticon swag bag. And I was thinking that if I was going to paint me up some caca, I would probably go about going with the orange and then try to figure out a color to go alongside of it that didn't make it look like poo.
I kept bouncing back and forth on the colors I wanted to do.
I mean, the base scheme is pretty nice. I mean, with the silver and then the darker silver and stuff, it's an attractive scheme.
Yeah. That darker silver, I was looking at the tutorial on it. It's super easy.
Yep, it is.
I wanted to incorporate it into something that I'm doing because it looks really cool.
Yeah, and it's just kind of an armor wash-ish kind of a thing to do, and then you just highlight it back up, right?
Well, it was, I don't even think that highlighted it back up, but it was, I think it was like a normal silver color, not the dark. I don't even think it was pig iron.
Okay.
But it was their mid-tone silver. I'm not 100% sure.
Like the cold steel kind of?
I think so. But then they used armor wash.
Yep.
With gray coat gray.
Okay.
I think it was, I don't know what the mixture ratio was, but...
Probably heavy on the wash and a little bit lighter on the gray.
Yeah, and then they just washed it right over. And that was pretty much it.
And done.
I think it looks amazing.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that is a wrap. I'm just going to clean out this little paint pot here. Because it is 9:28. Did you make good progress tonight, Anna?
I got all the ropes done. And I'm just finishing up the wash on the ropes.
Would you like a golden ring? It's one ring that rules them all. Here we go. There's the Privateer Press one ring right there. Nevendar reminds us once again that it's 4:29 a.m. where he is. most dedicated member of the Painting with Menoth John family. There's no question.
Which country is he from?
He's going to kill me, but I think it's Sweden. I'm pretty sure it's Sweden. He was down in Denmark, I think, this weekend. He's the man. There's no two ways about it. We love him.
Yeah.
So, there we have the closing music. It's been a great show. I want to thank everybody, especially all of you out there in the chat audience. Kind of a smaller crew this week. A bit smaller. Didn't do as much pre-show blitz of media this time. We'll try and fix that next week. 7 or 8 people out there. But here at Painting with Menoth John, it's more about quality than it is quantity. And it's more about me not having to work very hard to make this podcast happen. So, I want to thank everybody once again. Appreciate your support. Get to the Facebook, Painting with Menoth John on Facebook. Give it a like. We're still several million behind Kasha. And we need your help out there if we're going to catch Kesha anytime soon. Check us out on Muse on Minis. I'm part of the Muse on Minis family. Not that John ever mentions me when he mentions all the other podcasts that are on the Muse on Minis family. Me and Fat Asian are going to have to have a little talk.
Yeah.
So, I'm not salty about it in the least. So, with that, I want to thank everybody once again. And y'all have a good one. And stay calm and keep painting. We'll see you next week.